Hi, greetings. I am Bragi. Let's talk about helmets for a few minutes. I do love a good Viking helmet. Now, if you don't know who we are, I am a Viking and Anglo-Saxon enthusiast. I've been a reenactor and I've also acted, and we just love that sort of thing on the channel. And as you can see, I'm wearing a Viking style helmet. Now this one I bought off eBay, and I think it was round about £30. And I'm sure you agree, as I take it off my head, it is a very nice helmet. Yeah, just give me a minute, bear with me. There you go. And then of course you always have to adjust and sort your hair, as most Vikings had long hair. It's always a pain of taking a helmet off. And one of the things I also noticed is that, well, everything sounds slightly different now. It sounds normal, whereas with a helmet it's slightly muffled, but you do get used to that muffled hearing effect. But you got to think about, in the times of the Vikings and the Anglo-Saxons, you would have to listen to orders from the higher ranked soldiers and warriors above you, because it wasn't just a chaotic organisation in a shield wall. You had to have structure, and that is very important that in a helmet you can hear the commands from the huskers and the guys that are higher rank and generally have better armour. And another thing you notice as I take it out, I also have a very basic wool hat. Now this hat, it's not the best hat in the world. It came with a lot of stuff I brought from Facebook, and it was a good bargain for the amount I paid for like 40-50 items. It's just a little bit big on my head really, but one of the reasons why I'm wearing it under my hat is to give me a bit of protection from the inside. And you may be asking yourself, oh, why would you need a bit of protection for your head? Well, first of all, you want a bit of padding so that when you're wearing it and you're being hit by clubs or swords or axes, it doesn't damage your skull or your head. So to have a padded kind of a hat, or a woolen hat if you can't afford one of them. And another reason why is because you don't want bare metal on your head, because it is cold. This is cold, and it will make your head cold, and we don't think about that with helmets. Now this helmet, as you can see from the design and the make, it's one piece, so it's probably been spun. Whether it's handmade, I don't think so. I think this is probably machine spun and it's been hammered afterwards by whoever made it or put it together. Or it could have been hammered by the man that brought this helmet originally. Probably a 1990s helmet, possibly even 1980s. So it's got some age, and this is one of the things I like about vintage Viking gear. When it's got age, it looks better rather than a brand new helmet. But of course you can get a brand new helmet and you can make it look like this with a bit of work. Now at some point I think I'm going to probably de-rust this helmet, because the chainmail, the aventail, to be fair, is a bit rusty. You probably don't see it so much. So, and you think to yourself, well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm just going to sink it. I've got a big vat of white vinegar. It's just industrial vinegar, but you can use it for cooking. And I'm just going to leave it in there for about a week at some point, and it will get rid of all the rust, and it will be a little bit more shiny than it is. And perhaps I may even film that process. Is that something you would like me to do? Let me know. Oh yes. Now it's got also a very nice nasal piece which has been worked and designed. It's probably been done by hand as well, with probably a chisel maybe, or a stamp. And let's have a close look. You can see it's very basic. Sometimes the most basic designs are the best. And it's got a very nice rivet in the centre there. Look, that's quite nice. And it feels good on my head. That's one of the things I was very happy about when I bought this helmet. It feels good, and that's a very important fact about having a helmet. You don't want it to be too tight, but you don't also want it to be too big, because the bigger the helmet, then it's going to be sloppy, and that just won't work out. You know, you can make a slightly smaller helmet bigger, but you can't really make a big helmet smaller. Doesn't work that way. So yes, not unless you've got the tools, of course. Oh, I think that's very nice indeed, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now it's quite sturdy, of course, if you're whacking it with a lang sax. It's got quite a nice noise, that. Oh yeah, it's Bragi. That's been his helmet in a video. If I was really clever and right on the spot, I could have made a song up there, but I didn't. But there you go. Now, sorry that I'm not making too many of these long format videos at the moment. I'm having to do a lot of things because of the cost of living. I can't just afford to run my PC all the time, and I've got to reduce my energy bills. So I'm doing a lot of things through the mobile phone at the moment. So it's not as good quality as I would have had in the past with my better cameras. But in the future, we'll get back into that. Yeah. And I thought, whilst I'm also here, I'd also show you how you put a helmet on. Now, it's also quite difficult if you've got long hair. Generally, you got to try to sweep it forward and sweep your hair back, you know. And if you just put the helmet on without a hat, and one of the things with this, it's got a very basic chin strap of just a leather thong, which I do like to a degree, but I think at some point I will make a chin strap for this and rivet it on. So you get the leather thong chin strap, you put it in front of the nasal helm bit, and then you can just kind of mar it to your head and it will just go on. But it's a bit loose without this hat, as you can see. It probably fits slightly better without the hat, to be fair. I don't know whether that's about right. It's just that's just the lowest it will sit, but we'll take it off again. And what I like about this is the chin strap, it automatically comes down under your chin. So straight away, it's a very good helmet for getting very quickly into battle. Put it on and it's ready for you. I mean, some kit you got to tie this and do that, and it takes 5 minutes. So this time we'll put the helmet on with the hat on first. I suppose this is one advantage of having a hat which is oversized. Very nice green material and wool. I like the colour. You know, I almost disappear in the tree behind me. Oh look, there's my head. And that's the noise of the helmet. Very noisy thing. Again, I'm going to put the chin strap in front of the nasal. And again, it's a matter of marring it to your head, if that's a word. I think it is. God blimey. And then you plonk it on your head. Now this time the chin strap hasn't automatically came down, maybe that's because of the hat or the way I put it on, but that feels better with that hat on. It's tighter, you know. I could go headbanging and clubbing to Metallica with this on. I'd have no problem. I'd look like an idiot, but you know, yeah, not many people go dressed as a Viking to a Metallica concert. Yes, so yes, I think it's very good. In fact, stay there, we'll test it with a club. Hang on. I'm back. So I've already tested it with the old Saxon. Probably not a good thing to do. I've only got so many brain cells, you know. And then we're going to test it with this little wooden club made from ash. And again, this is like an everyday tool. This would be great for bashing things and breaking things up. And of course, you know, you do a lot of things with this, but as long as you don't damage the club itself. But you can certainly bash your helmet with it. I don't recommend doing that myself often, but you can see it's effective. And without the hat, it feels much worse. So, oh yeah, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of impromptu video. I didn't really plan to talk about helmets today, but you know, I know enough to talk about these things because I've been doing it for like, you know, over 25 years, and I've been reenacting for nearly 30 years, I think. So, oh yes, what a long time to be a reenactor in the UK and live during the golden age of reenacting. Now, if you do like this video and you like our content, then please do two things for me: share the video and leave us a like. Oh yes, we love likes on this comment channel. That was slightly wrong, but never mind. Sorry if I'm distracting with my club throwing, you know. I'll probably do it like that, but didn't catch it in the right end. Goodbye from me.